Previously in Falador, we completed many of the tasks we'd set ourselves. Today, however, we look to complete the rest of our set tasks. We have managed to complete all but one of the achievement tasks set previously. We still need to find out our family crest from Serenity. For our combat tasks, we still need to kill a Black Knight. We are yet to complete any of our quest tasks, included among them the Knight's Sword quest, the Black Knight's Fortress quest, and the Recruitment Drive quest. While we planted strawberries, woad leaves, guam, and a willow sapling last time, we're yet to check on their progress as part of our skills tasks. Finally, we still have the miscellaneous task to change our spawn point to Falador after completing Recruitment Drive, as well as purchasing the full Initiate set from Certification. With all that in store today, let's begin. We start today by walking into Falador Castle. We don't get far, however, before we see one of the knight's squires panicking. Hi, are you okay? Is something the matter? My name's Citizenscape, by the way.
I squire for surviving, however, I seem to have misplaced his sword.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Do you know where you lost it?
If I knew that, it wouldn't be lost.
Well, okay, do you know roughly where you may have misplaced it?
I don't. I've checked all the usual places. I think I've really messed up this time.
Well, I'm a reasonable smith. Perhaps I could make a new one for you.
I doubt it. The sword is a family heirloom, passed down through Surviving's family for generations. It was made by the Imkendo dwarves.
Okay, so we asked them to make a new one.
The Imkendo dwarves were all wiped out more than a century ago. I doubt there are any left. Information on them is scarce too.
Right, well, we have to try. You say information is scarce, but where might I get any information on them?
I suppose Reldo in the Varrock library might know something?
Alright, leave this to me. I'll see if I can get any information. You keep searching for the sword in the meantime. So we head out of Falador Castle and make our way to Varrock. Within the castle is a library.
Hello stranger, welcome to the Varrock library.
You must be Reldo. My name's Citizenscape. I'm looking for information on the Imkendo dwarves.
Well, they were a very fine tribe of dwarven smiths. They were all but wiped out a century ago by barbarian invaders.
You say that they were all but wiped out. Are there any left?
It's hard to say. Historical account leads us to believe that the tribe scattered and their numbers fell. There may be a small number alive today.
Okay, well that's a start. Do you know where they went?
Well, they keep to themselves and don't announce their heritage, but I've heard it said that one lives on the southern peninsula in Ascarnia.
Alright, well I think I might know a place. If they keep to themselves though, how can I know for sure?
It's said that the Imkendo dwarves love red berry pies. If you bring one, they might open up to you.
With that in mind, we have a heading. We make our way to Lumbridge and grind some wheat into flour. With pastry dough we can make a pie shell and add red berries. We have an extra dough in case we burn the pie. We still have red berries from the ones we grew in Rimington. We managed to make the pie without burning it, then make our way past Draenor Village and Port Sarim down the peninsula. We see a small shack with an anvil and a dwarf inside. Hi, I'm Citizenscape.
What are you doing in my house? Get out!
Oh, sorry, I'm just looking for an Imkendo dwarf and thought you might know where I can find one.
There aren't any left. Now beat it!
Oh, that's a real shame. I had this red berry pie to give away if I found one.
Red berry pie? Well, you didn't mention that, friend. My name's Thurgo.
Hi Thurgo, you wouldn't happen to know any Imkendo dwarves, would you? I need their assistance.
Well, actually, I'm an Imkendo dwarf.
Really? Well, I guess this pie is for you.
Excellent. Yum. So what did you need, kid?
Well, actually, I needed a sword made to match one belonging to a White Knight of Falador.
Well, I have the ability, but I'd need to see the sword to copy it.
Right. Good point. If I can get a reference, you'd be able to make me one, though?
Sure. Anyone who cooks a red berry pie like that is alright in my book. Just don't go telling everyone I'm Imkendo.
We quickly head back to Falador and talk once again to the Squire. Hi, so I found someone that might be able to make a replica of the sword. They need a reference, though. Can you draw the design of the sword?
No, I can't. Though now that I think of it, there is a portrait of Surviving's father with a sword in his room.
Oh, excellent. I'll just ask Surviving to let me borrow it and...
Oh, no, you can't. He can know that I lost his sword. I'd lose my position as a squire.
Alright. Do you know where he keeps this portrait? I may be able to fetch and borrow it.
He keeps it in a cupboard in his room, I think.
We follow the Squire's advice and fetch the portrait from Sir Viven's room when he's not inside it. With the portrait, we make our way back to Thurgo. Okay, I have a portrait with a sword in it. What do you say? Can you make something like this?
Yes. Easily. It's iron with bluerite in the handle. I'll need 2 bars of iron and some bluerite ore to make it.
Bluerite? I don't think I've ever heard of that.
You wouldn't. It's useless for making weapons other than crossbows. But it makes for good decoration.
Well, do you know where I might be able to get some?
The only place I know of is in the caves here, below the peninsula. There are dangerous people and creatures hiding inside, though.
Okay, so if I get you some of this bluerite ore, you can make me a copy of the sword?
Sure can.
We make our way back to Falador and collect our armor, a pickaxe, and a few iron bars. We're going to have Thurgo make 2 swords. That way, if the Squire loses it again, we still have a spare. Making our way into the dungeon, we have to avoid thieves and pirates as we look for this ore. A section of the cavern is frozen over with warriors and giants made of ice guarding the bluerite ore. While being attacked, we manage to mine a few of this ore. We collect a few more than we need. If we need more in future, we'll have plenty to spare then. With the ore, we return to Thurgo and make 2 copies of the sword. With the new sword for the Squire, we head back to Falador Castle. I have a copy of the sword. Does this look right?
Yeah, it sure does. Thank you so much. You have no idea how relieved I am.
With the Squire helped, we take a minute to check on our crops. They're all grown and ready to be harvested. We collect our strawberries, woad leaves, and guam. Cleaning the guam is enough to push us to level 11 herblore. With level 11 herblore, we can clean grimy terramin. We can't use them to make strength potions until level 12 though. While we have the extra guam, we make a few more attack potions. We also clean all the terramin we had stored in the bank. We make our way over to Falador Park and show Weissen our woad leaves, one of the little tasks we'd assigned ourselves previously. Checking up on the willow tree, it's ready. Growing that gives us level 36 farming. An elderly white knight sipping tea on a nearby bench calls us over. Hello, I'm Citizenscape. How might I help you?
What ho, Sire. Spiffing day, what?
What? Spiffing?
Indeed. Is it not?
I guess so.
Quite. I've heard that you're quite the aid in this city. Helping that young Squire.
How did you know about that? We didn't tell anyone.
I know much. I also know that if you wish to carry favor in this city, Sir Amik might be the person to talk to.
Sir Amik, the regent, does he need help?
I do surely say.
Based on that strange conversation, we make our way back to the castle and speak with Sir Amik. He's both the leader of the White Knights and also the current regent of the city. He tells us of his plight with the Black Knights. He's gathered intel that they're making a weapon of some kind, but can't send their White Knights to the fortress because they're all too well known. He gives us a mission of espionage, asking us to scout out their fortress to the north and then rid the Black Knights of their secret weapon. We make our way north, near the mountain, and see the fortress. As we approach, the Black Knights attack us, causing us to find a different approach. It looks as if the Black Knights have hired mercenaries to guard the fortress. If we dress similarly, we might be able to infiltrate further. We'll need a bronze medium helmet and an iron chain body though. With our new smithing abilities, we can make both of these. We grab the bars out of the bank, but the closest anvil we know of is the sewers in Draenor Village. We make our way there, smithing the items while Rontan watches excitedly. Geared up, we make our way back to the fortress. The guards mistake us for one of them and let us in, though a Black Knight immediately recognizes us. We fight them with our new adamant mace and slowly take them out. We've noticed that the nearby wall just doesn't look right and it turns out to be a false wall. There's a set of ladders behind the wall, one leading up and one leading down. The one leading down puts us in a basement. They don't seem to have any secret weapon here. The one leading up puts us on the roof. Climb around looking for a secret weapon, but we have no immediate luck. After some searching around, we find a grate in the wall of one room and hear voices coming through. The Black Knight captain is working with a witch and a goblin to make an invincibility potion. If they have access to that, Falador will be in danger. We overhear the witch say that the final ingredient for the potion is a special cabbage being grown at Draenor Manor, though if any other cabbage were to be used, the potion and all their work would be ruined. Our dossier had 2 instructions, infiltrate and sabotage. Well, we've infiltrated the fortress. It must be time for the second part of the plan. Sabotage. We head back to the nearby monastery. We've seen cabbages here when we're meditating on top of the mountain. We ask the monk if we can take one, and they don't mind us taking all the cabbage. We sure could use some healing, so we picked the cabbages and make sure to keep one of them on us. We return to the fortress, but don't think we'd have much chance in a fight if we enter the room with the potion. We do manage to find a room directly above the potion, however, allowing us to drop the cabbage in. For our work against the Black Knights, Sir Ermic tells us they can recommend us for a position among the Temple Knights, an elite force that keep Falador safe. We agree, and he tells us to talk to Sir Tiffy in Falador Park. You asked to see me, sir?
Quite, indeed, spiffing. We're looking to induct you as a member of the Temple Knights.
I see. That sounds good to me. When do I start?
Now, calm yourself. You can't just join. You need to prove yourself in trials. Remove your armor and anything you carry with you, then speak with me again.
We quickly bank our gear and speak with him again to begin the trials. An interesting fact, the quest recruitment drive is the only novice quest at the time of this video to have a quest requirement of a higher difficulty. To begin our trials, we're taken to a secret location while blindfolded. We don't know what to expect from these trials, but we're told that the tasks might be both physical and mental in nature. Our first trial is with Sir Tinley. He tells us that to pass this trial we simply need to have patience. We think about how to accomplish this, but before we come up with an answer, he tells us that we've passed the test. We're directed to another room where Miss Cheevers tells us to simply walk through the door on the other side of the room, though not all is as it appears. She also tells us that there are a limited number of supplies within the room. Upon examination, the heavy stone door on the far side has no handle, only a small place where one would go. We search the room, gathering all manner of items, liquids and such. While we do so, we notice a key on a chain at one end of the room. The door we can see has no keyhole, so this may be something for later. Through a lot of trial and error, we work out that we need to break the metal spade by heating it over a Bunsen burner, then stick the spade into the handle hole. This doesn't allow us to open the door because it's not stuck tight. By applying cupric sulfate to the spade, then adding a vial of water, it now allows us to pull the door open. Citizenscape doesn't quite understand how or why this works. As the door opens, we see another with a keyhole. While the key on the other side of the room is firmly attached to the wall with a chain, we have an idea from our old days rescuing Prince Ali. By mixing gypsum with water in our cake tin, we can make a clay-like mixture. We can make a mould of the key with this. With the mould prepared, we can use the tin ore powder and copper ore powder that we know makes bronze, then heat it over the Bunsen burner to make a copy of the key. From here, we cut the new key out of the mould with our knife, open the door, and leave the room. In the following room, Circumference tells us that we have a combat challenge. One of the knights, Sir Lee, has been blessed by Saradomin and is said to be undefeatable by any blade. He attacks us when we use our fists. They're not bladed and seem to damage him. On the tables nearby are a series of weapons, a warhammer among them. Not being a bladed weapon, it damages the knight and we eventually take him down, passing this test. In the following room are a bunch of statues, 4 bronze, 4 silver and 3 golden. We're told to quickly memorize them and that a new one will appear shortly. It seems like there's a golden one missing, so we focus on those, memorizing the weapons the statues hold. When the room darkens and a final statue is returned, we know that the golden statue with a halberd is new. Tasked with picking the correct one, and picking correctly, they're passed into the final test. For our final test, Sir Spicious presents us with a riddle. He has a fox, a chicken, and a sack of grain. Each need to be taken across a bridge, though only one can be taken at a time. While that sounds easy enough, there's a catch. If the fox is left alone with the chicken, it will eat it, while if the chicken is left alone with the grain, it will eat that. We know how to solve this one, however. We take the chicken over, leaving the fox safely with the grain. We return and bring the grain over, then take the chicken back to the original side. We put the chicken down, take the fox over, then return and grab the chicken, getting all 3 across without incident. Having completed the final test, Sir Tiffy inducts us into the Temple Knight Order. As a member of the Temple Knights, we're allowed to wear initiate armor, a kind of white armor. While we're given a helmet, we have to buy the other parts for 15,000 gold. With these armor pieces and the spare sword, we certainly look the part. So Tiffy allows us to change our respawn point to Falador and suggests that we talk to Serenity in the castle now that we're of some renown. Heading over to the castle, Serenity is able to tell us of a family crest.
I keep account of all the families in Eleanor. I can check your crest for you.
Oh, thank you, but I'm not actually from Gillinor. I'm from a land far over the sea beyond Zaya. It's called...
But you have ancestry in Varrock, it seemed.
Oh, really? Wow.
Not a noble family, it would seem. But yes, from Varrock, a long way back.
Huh, I never knew. I wonder why my ancestors moved away. Well, with that, we've made our way through Falador, helping both the noble knights and the citizens among the city. While making our way through the eastern part of the city, we've met dwarven miners who have a place in Falador. We've also seen a camp of dwarves north of the city. Thanks to our experiences with Thurgo, we're interested in Dwarven Society. We're going to look into Dwarven Society next time. Please join me next time in the Dwarven Mines. A special thanks to our guest voices today, Puffcap and Flavio. If you'd like a chance to voice a character in the series, subscribe and join the Discord. Links in the description below.